Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. This is Dr. Debbie with Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio and our Healing Circle. Feel better daily. That's what it's all about. We build something that actually works. And the series this week is exciting. My friends, you've taken about 20,000 breaths today. And for most of us, every single one of them is wrong. Not dramatically wrong, not dangerously wrong, just off enough to keep your nervous system in a quiet, low grade state of stress all day, every day, for your entire life. Think about that. I'm going to say something that might sound strange. Most people don't know how to breathe. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it literally. No one taught us. We were never given a manual for something we do 20,000 times a day, and it shows. Today, we're starting a 4-part series on breath work, and we're starting right here at the very beginning with the breath you are taking right now. So let's talk about what's actually happening. Here's the first thing most of us were never told. There's a right way and a wrong way to breathe, and the wrong way has become completely normal. The first thing to understand is mouth versus nose breathing. Most of us default to breathing through our mouths, especially during sleep, during stress, during exercise. It feels natural, but the nose is a sophisticated filtration and conditioning system. It warms the air, filters pathogens, humidifies the breath, and this is the part that surprises most people. It produces something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. It opens blood vessels and helps oxygen actually reach your cells. When you breathe through your mouth, you bypass all of that. The second thing is we breathe too fast. The average person takes 12 to 20 breaths per minute. Researchers found that optimal rate is closer to 5 to 6 breaths per minute. We are chronically overbreathing, and most of us have no idea. Now, here's where it gets counterintuitive. You might think more breathing means more oxygen, but that's not how it works. There's something called the Bohr Effect. Carbon dioxide, the gas we think of as just waste, is actually the trigger that signals your body to release oxygen from red blood cells into your tissues. When you overbreathe, you exhale too much CO2, and when the CO2 drops too low, oxygen stays locked in your blood and can't reach where it needs to go. More breathing can actually mean less oxygen delivery. And then there's where the breath lives in your body. Chest breathing versus belly breathing. When you breathe into your chest, which most stressed adults do, you activate the sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight state. When you breathe into your belly, use your diaphragm fully, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest and digest. Calm, recovery. Most people, especially in high stress environments, never fully access diaphragmatic breathing. They live in the top third of their lungs and wonder why they can't switch it off. So why is this so hard to change? The first reason is that habitual overbreathing feels completely normal. You adapted to it. Over years, your CO2 tolerance lowered, your breathing rate increased, and your body recalibrated what normal feels like. There's no there's no alarm that goes off. No discomfort to signal something is wrong. You just breathe the way you always breathe. The second reason is cultural. We live in a culture that rewards urgency, fast movement, fast speech, fast decisions. Slow breathing, 5 to 6 breaths per minute, feels almost uncomfortable at first, almost like being lazy. We've unconsciously absorbed the idea that being relaxed means being unproductive. So even when we try to slow down, something in us resists. And the third reason is posture. Think about how many hours a day you spend at a screen, hunched slightly forward, chin down, shoulders rolled in. That posture physically compresses your diaphragm. It limits the expansion of your lower lungs. Over time, it trains your body to use only the chest because that's all that is available. Here is one simple practice you can start doing today, and I suggest you do. It's not complicated. This is 2 minutes, one habit, 1 week. The practice is called the belly reset. Lie on your back or sit with your spine upright. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly just below the navel. Now breathe in through your nose. As you inhale, the only hand that should rise is the belly hand. The chest hand stays still. If your chest rises first or instead, that's the pattern we're changing. Inhale through your nose to 4 counts. Exhale through your nose for 6 counts. The exhale is longer than the inhale. This tells your nervous system that everything is okay. Do 10 breaths like this, then do it again tomorrow and the day after. So let's demonstrate this. One hand over the chest, one hand on the belly just below the navel. We're going to inhale and exhale through our nose, and we're going to inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 6. And the only hand that should move is your belly hand. So let's do this. It's as easy as that, my friends. The cue I want you to remember is low and slow. Belly first, nose always. If you can do this before you look at your phone in the morning, you will start your nervous system in a completely different state. Not a transformed state, just a slightly calmer one. And that, my friends, compounds over time. Nobody taught you this. Nobody taught me this. Nobody taught us how to do the one thing that we do more than anything else in our lives. That's what this series is here to change. In part 2, we're going to look at the full landscape of breathwork, from box breathing to Wim Hof to holotropic, and I'll explain what each one is actually doing to your brain and your nervous system, so you can stop guessing and start choosing. I will see you there. And if you find this content valuable and it helps you, jump on over to our Patreon. It's only $7.99 a month. Become a member of our Feel Better Daily community. We have morning anchors every morning for you. We have early releases of these live stream videos. There are a plethora of information, master classes, all sorts of things to support you in your healing, health, and wellness journey. And don't forget, in the description and the first comment, you have my 2 products that I stand by and I'm an ambassador for. The first one is Agara Cafe, a functional coffee. I suggest everybody try this. It is a life changer, a game changer. And then doTERRA essential oils, which is my medicine cabinet. Take care. I love you all, and I will see you in the circle.